hey, I have been working on something, alright? And this thing, alright, after I made it, it made me realize that maybe I'm not that good at this. I was doing some things about my portfolio, alright? For example, the last video was a character design for my portfolio, and I decided to make a video out of it. Now I was doing a splash art, right? And I was like, yeah, I can do it. There's no problem, right? I can do it perfectly. I have the skill, I have the knowledge, whatever. I just do it, right? That has not been the case, right? That's not the case. And I realized that, right, thanks to a couple of things. Because yesterday, alright, I finished it and I showed it to people and people were like, pretty good, yes, I like this. Now, I was like, I'm not feeling it, right? I don't feel it. There's something wrong with this that it's just not clicking and I don't know what it is, right? So I decided to go to bed, right, and wake up with a fresh mind and a fresh eyes, because this is a really nice tip. If you don't know if something is wrong, go to bed and wake up tomorrow and look at it. I did that, and after seeing it, I said, yes, I have to do a video out of this. So, before starting with everything and why and all that stuff, I want to go quickly for the process that I followed to make this splash art, alright? Because the worst thing about this splash art is that it's good, you know, it's not bad, it's okay. But anyways, the first thing I did was to, you already know, some sketches, some ideas from my head without any references, alright? I kind of enjoy just letting my mind fly, alright? And these sketches will be really bad, alright? These sketches are just for me. I'm showing it here, and I put it like a little presentation, you know, like more professional. But these sketches are just for me, alright? Just that. So I did that to explore some ideas, and honestly, the ones I like the most is 1, alright, the 1, the 4, and the 9. The 3 is interesting, alright? The 3 is kinda interesting, but it didn't have the vibe that I was searching for. Now, the 7 wasn't bad at all, because it had that imposing thing, you know, like that. It shows the magnitude of the dragon. That, by the way, I didn't said this, right? The idea here was to make like a sort of a paladin fighting a dragon. That was the whole idea, and I wanted to do that. Having these sketches, alright, I just watch it. Overall, I see what ideas can work, what ideas cannot work, because sometimes you have like really nice ideas in your head, like it's like, oh my god, this is so cool. But then you draw it and it's like, I don't know, this is good, this is bad. This stage is for that, to see what can work and what cannot. Simple, alright? So yeah, I just did some sketches. Exploration, basic exploration. So, after doing this, I went to refine some thumbnails. You know, I did some thumbnails. The thing here is that when I do the thumbnails, when I do like some grayscale with some sketch, you know, a more refined, understandable thing, working more on the composition, on the fluidity of the of the piece, you know, and also working on the storytelling, because I really like storytelling. I don't want to do something because, yes, you know, I really want to try to put some story behind, you know, and that the story be understood. I want that. So here the thing was that after doing all that other exploration, I went to search some references, alright? Some light references, alright? Nothing heavy, nothing, oh, I want to draw like a helmet, I'm going to search the like 20 references for that helmet to see how it behaves. No, right? When I say how it behaves, I'm not saying that the helmet, alright, because maybe some of you don't understand, alright? I'm not saying that the helmet behaves in a certain manner, I'm saying that it behaves with light. That's what I'm saying, alright? Don't get it wrong, maybe I'm crazy, but not that crazy. So, I did this grayish light sketches to see what I wanted and see if I was feeling the vibe, you know, like feeling the thing. And honestly, the best ones for me were 1 and 4. Right? I left the numbers, the previous numbers, alright? You see that the 1 is the 1, the 4 is the 4, the 9 is the 9, and the 5 is the 5. I have something in my eye. Fuck. After having all this, I realized something, and I chose a thing based on the realization, you understand me, I don't have to do this. Alright, you get it. So after realizing that, I understood that 4 was the way to go. Because if you see, 1, 9, and 5 are all about the dragon, right? And here's the thing, like, in my mind, I was like, yeah, like, having a dragon is really cool and really easy. It's way easier to draw a dragon because you don't have a real life dragon, alright? So it's easier to draw than a human being because we humans, we identify really easy when something is wrong in another human. So here's the thing, I noticed that all these things were about the dragon except 4. But I didn't want this be about the dragon. The dragon is something secondary. I want the paladin, you know, to have the spotlight, you know, a really strong spotlight. And I wanted to have that storytelling and everything, you know, in that character, you know. And also all these things were very generic, right? One, a person with their backs, you know, facing the dragon, really basic. The 9, you know, someone shielding dragon fire, really basic. 5, like getting ready to fight, you know, very basic. 4, still kind of basic, you know, there's not much you can do with a dragon fight, you know. A lot of people have done dragon fights, it's kind of popular, so it's always kind of basic, but having like the dragon defeated already with all the destruction behind and the hero there standing not happy. I really like it. Like when the hero succeeds but is not happy because knows all the things that had been lost, and for this person that is represented with the broken helmet of a friend. I really enjoy having that twist, you know, not having something as clear as, oh, I defeated the dragon, woo! No, alright, like a lot of lives have been lost in this dragon fight. Because if you fight a fucking dragon, Obviously, a lot of people will die. Obviously. And you're not happy because you wanted to save them. That's why you fight the dragon. And that gives some reality to the thing, even though there's a dragon behind the character. So, like, there's not much reality, but you get the idea. So, after having all these thoughts, I said, that's the way. Even though one is cool as fuck, alright? One is crazy cool, like having the dragon like this, facing, you know, face to face. Always a face to face is really cool. But that was the way. I like it a lot. I like the illumination that goes to the back and doesn't illuminate all the thing. You know, I really like that. After doing that, I went to design a little bit the things on the splash art, at least the important things, because I wasn't going to do like a full crazy character design for this character, you know. I would lose a lot of time and nobody pays me for this, alright? I do this for free. I wanted to do a little bit of design for the important things in the image, that is the dragon, the face of the character, the armor that the character wears, and the sword, you know. And I put the helmet, but that design of the helmet, I tried to put it on the image, but the angle didn't go well with this type of helmet, so I changed the helmet. But you have to understand that none of this is like a decisive thing, you know. It's just an exploration to have like a really cool idea, so you don't go blank into that and you have a reference and you copy the reference image and that's how you do it. No, I want to do like a design, you know, a known design, and do the thing by myself. And then I started drawing, you know. I did, like always, I did like the drawing part, then I added the colors, right? I rendered it, I polished that render, and then I made the final touches. And this is how it turned out. Maybe some of you will say, that's amazing. Maybe. Some of you will say, yeah, that's cool. I look at this and just there's something that it's not clicking, you know? There's something like, and that's the thing. I have to admit it, right? I had too much ego. I really thought that I could do like a thing that it was close to all the people that I follow, you know, mainly Suke, that it's my biggest inspiration in art. And I really tried. Like I could come here and say, yeah, I didn't want to put effort or any. No, I put my best here. I tried so hard. I tried so hard, and that's so fun. And that's the problem. Well, it's not a problem, but for me it is to see how my best right now, it's not even close to Suke 10 years ago. And that made me feel like fucking horseshit. I've been taking seriously the painting thing, alright? Drawing, I drawed all my life. But the painting thing, I took it seriously like 5 years, 6 years ago. I don't remember exactly, but it's still not enough. I haven't reached shit. I see this, I say, this is the best I can do? Seriously? after all these studies, after all this practice, after all this knowledge that I have acquired, this is the best thing that happened yesterday, all right? And now I watch it and I say, the worst part of this is that this is good. That's the worst part. That's what pisses me off, right? This is good. I like this. I watch it right now. I watch it and I say, I'm proud of it. This is the best thing I have ever made. And it's so far behind from Suke. So far behind. And it blows my mind how this guy is so good. So good, so crazy good. That's what blows my mind. And that's what pisses me off. How you can be so good at something. How you do it. Tell me your secret. What the heck? Man, I lost my shit. I just lost my shit. Like, I was showering like an hour ago and I was losing my shit in the shower, like traumatized, like how he does it. How is possible? It's just incredible. You know, it's just incredible because I see the process of this guy, Suke, but you can say the same from, for example, Bochen or Chengwei Pan. You know, you see the process and you see the sketches, you know, just the thumbnails. And you saw that and you say, what the fuck, dude? This thumbnail that he has done in like, I don't know, 20 minutes is way better than all the art that I have ever done. And here's the thing. I was seeing this and I was trying so hard to understand why this is not good enough. What is the thing, you know? What's the thing? I think I reached a conclusion. I think I know why. I was like standing here in my room watching this painting for I don't know how many minutes, maybe an hour, like this. Literally, like a crazy mad person here standing in silence in my room like this. The conclusion I got to is that I lack a lot of things, and these things are, for starters, cast shadows. When I saw that here there's not a single cast shadow, not a single one, it infuriated me because cast shadows are like one of the things that I like the most. I really like them. And I was here and I was like, I didn't put any cast fucking shadows. Why? Why I did that? Well, actually, I just saw one cast shadow. One cast shadow. I put it, I just saw it. And it's a fucking dog shit cast shadow, alright? This cast shadow is barely noticeable. So, first of all, cast shadows. Cast shadows are so important, really important. So, it pisses me off. So yeah, you get the idea. The other thing that I understood, I don't have a process for rendering. Because I was like, alright, you render, right? You put the colors and then you render. That was like the main thing. In fact, I have a video about that, you know, that I say you put the colors and you render. I always say that. And after watching a lot of people, I saw that they had a process for rendering. Like it was the design part. I have the process for the design part, right? I already have that, so that part, okay. But for the render, it's not like part of the design or anything, you know, it doesn't follow. Like you have the design and you have the render, you know, and then you have the process of render, that it's a couple of things, and I have to develop that. And I just realized that, and I don't have that, and that's why I'm so inconsistent with everything. And that's my main problem, that when I render, I'm so lost. I'm lost. Like, I know the shapes, I know everything, but I underdo everything because I get overwhelmed by all the things that I have to paint, you know, and I just underdevelop the things because I want to go quick. I'm lost. I don't know how much time it will take me. I don't know the steps that it will take, and I just do one thing a lot, I do other thing that is not a lot, and then I do other, and I jump between things, and it's a mess. It's a mess, you know. And then I was watching all these people, and I was seeing how they organized are and how they tackle almost every painting the same. At least the professional paintings that they do are like the same process practically. They do the same steps, you know, and they have it really clear. And some people have different processes, but you see that. You see that they share the fact that they do a process for this. And I don't know why it never clicked me this way, and I never understood why I don't have a process for rendering, you know. I always had like this lost thing because I thought I could render, you know. I always did render practices and all that, but that's the thing, I did them without understanding what I was doing. I was just doing for the sake of doing, hoping that I understood something. But that's the thing, you don't do a thing randomly and you hope you understand something. You want to understand something and you do the practice to understand the thing that you want to understand. It makes some sense. For me it does. For me it makes sense, alright? And here's the thing, and here's what I think I have to do one day. It's to render something simple, alright? Not a big scale thing, render something, but try to add a process to see what the steps, how I can divide the steps, you know, and have steps. And maybe I will take paper and write down the steps, alright? Now color, now simple shadows, now cast shadows, now occlusions, now light source. I don't know what the steps will be, but you understand, right? Write down the things and have that. It burns me inside that now that I finally dominate color, right? I'm not a master of color, but color always have been like such a struggle for me. Because when I was a kid, I never painted things, like the colors and stuff. I never did that. I always avoided colors, so I'm more trained in graphite, you know, black and white, than in colors, because I don't have that playful thing when I was a kid. So I had to understand colors and develop the intuition of colors and understanding them from zero. And finally, I think I do good colors. Render always have been like my strength, but now I see this and I say, why? What in the world happened for me to have now my strength in colors and not my strength in render? So yeah, I think I'm already done with colors. I will stop practicing colors like madman, because I have been practicing colors a lot. I think now I have solid colors, like it's not crazy, but solid colors, and I think I have to go back to render, and now I have to take it seriously and understand how to render things, and I will do practice of things, right? I had a lot of ego for the render part, and now I understand that I was just a clown. I don't know if I will go back to grayscale, because I was painting everything with basic colors, you know, with a normal layer, laying down the colors and painting everything with colors. But maybe I will go back on grayscale, and then in the grayscale giving colors, you know, with a layer mode or whatever, because I don't know, I have to find what is the process that I think is better for me for render. I tried. Yeah. Well, that's all. Happy Halloween! And see you on the next video. Bye.